Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome to The Outer Worlds. I am very excited about this. This is a CRPG from Obsidian Entertainment, makers of some of the finest games in the genre, probably most famously Fallout New Vegas. And based on the pedigree alone, I would be excited about this, but it helps that all of the pre-release buzz I'm hearing from the people who got their hands on it early is very positive, so I'm excited. I don't know if I've said that enough times yet, but let's get in here and experience the thing. So one thing that I have heard from a couple of different people who got a hold of the game early is that normal mode is like too easy to the point where you don't even really have to engage with some of the game systems to survive. So I think we're going to bump it up to hard. Supernova. Enemies have more health, deal more damage. You must eat, drink, and sleep to survive. So this is sort of like the survival mode in New Vegas. I do enjoy those mechanics. I think that sometimes makes some interesting tensions in the gameplay, but for our first run, let's try it on hard mode. This might be the sort of thing that you want to play more than once, and maybe we'll go up to Supernova for future playthroughs. Alright, subtitles on, and I guess let's go.
Why stay earthbound when prosperity awaits you in the stars? Come to Halcyon, the only colony on the edge of the frontier, owned and operated by corporations. A trip of 10 short years will feel like mere minutes, thanks to the comfort and safety of your very own hibernation chamber. You'll wake up in a perfect society designed to maximize your productivity with guaranteed full employment. With only a minor term of service, you will become the master of your own destiny when you go out of this world to the Halcyon colony.
With guaranteed full employment not guaranteed. It's weird that they're subtitling the text. If you couldn't read the text, then you also wouldn't be able to read the subtitles. Well, the good news is the hope doesn't look all that lost. Somebody found it. Why, it's that scoundrel Phineas Wells, who is our player character? Probably not our player character.
Hundreds of thousands of colonists left adrift out here forever, just to keep from damaging the board's bottom line. Disgraceful.
Okay, so character creation is Phineas selecting a colonist from the big group of that. That's a fairly clever conceit. Okay, so we have 6 points to put into our 6 attributes. I'm assuming these are going to be pretty straightforward. Strength is melee damage and the amount you can carry. Carrying capacity is pretty much always a big deal in these games. We probably want to put a couple of points into strength. Dexterity is melee attack speed and ranged weapon reload speed. That's a pretty important thing. Also, sneak and lockpick. It is always important to be able to get into places that people don't want you getting into. Fortunately, there's usually multiple ways to do that. Intelligence affects critical hit bonus damage. Long guns. So dexterity is small guns. Intelligence is more like rifles and stuff, I guess. The persuade skill, the hack skill. I mean, intelligence is usually pretty important. Perception affects your weak spot damage bonuses. And all kinds of ranged weapons. Makes sense. Gotta see the enemy to shoot him. Charm affects reputation and companion ability cooldowns. Persuade, lie, intimidate. So they've broken up the speech stuff into a bunch of different skills, which is probably a good idea. If speech is just one skill, it is by far the most important skill, so... And then temperament improves natural health regeneration and two-handed melee and your ability to lie. That's an interesting group of things that your temperament affects. Well, my inclination is to make a smart and charming character, because you can talk your way through almost everything in a CRPG, generally speaking. But maybe let's make kind of an unusual version of that thing. I'm kind of interested in the idea of the way the skills are combined here, like being good at two-handed melee and also lying off of one stat, maybe let's pump temperament. Let's just be like a really tough guy who's extremely dishonest. How many points can I put into this?
Let's hope the trip back to my lab is as easygoing as you are.
Okay, so we can put 3 points into any one thing. I don't usually play a melee character in these games, but this will be interesting. So we probably also want some strength, because carrying capacity. And then I usually go pretty high intelligence, but maybe this will be a good chance to not quite do that thing. So heavy weapons, I'm guessing from the skill groupings here. Heavy weapons is like miniguns and grenade launcher type things. This combines pretty well with our existing stats, right? Big melee weapon, big melee weapons, big guns, and lots of lying. Where do we want to put our last point? I mean, this will make us a little bit better at lying. We'll be reasonable at talking to people, and also pretty good at hitting stuff with hammers. I do love to hit stuff with a big hammer. We might actually just go for a second point of strength, actually. Plus 20% melee damage. Yeah, I like it. Okay, skills, points available. Well, my inclination is to put at least one into two-handed melee, which I cannot do.
What I wouldn't pay to see you challenge the chairman to fisticuffs.
Okay, so you put a point into a category of skills. Points placed in a core skill like melee will increase specialized skills up to rank 50. After 50, you have to put the points directly in the... Okay. That's an interesting design. So we have 2 skill points. I mean, based on what we've decided about our character so far, my inclination is to go dialogue and melee.
Good. I need someone who can smack a little sense into this colony.
So at 20, you unlock some new attacks. At 40, you unlock TTD location hit effects. I'm assuming that's like weak spot stuff. I don't know what TTD would stand for, though. The gun skills unlock the hit effects earlier, and then, yeah, you just get some numerical boosts and stuff. Defensive skills. Dodge unlocks your ability to dodge forward at people. That actually sounds pretty important for a melee character, like being able to get to people to hit them with your melee weapon. But even if we put a skill point into it, we still wouldn't get there. Also, this dude is real chatty. What does block do? Block just before you get hit to stagger your attacker, so there's some like some timing elements to the combat system. Right now we have +2 armor rating when using a melee weapon. I don't know what a point of armor rating really means, so... Persuade. Oh, interesting. So the unlocks for Persuade are not dialogue things, they're combat things. Maybe all of the skills just unlock combat abilities at these thresholds? Yeah, actually it kind of looks like it. It's interesting that Lie... It's interesting that Lie gives you a chance to confuse robots. you would think auto-mechanical enemies would be largely immune to lies. Especially since Lie and Hack are not the same skill. Okay, this is not entirely combat-based. There are the bonuses here. That's not either. Ooh, pickpocket seems like an important thing. Hey, we're kind of okay at sneaking, actually. I think we're just going to go ahead and grab melee and dialogue. Determination increases the maximum health of your companions. Inhaler heals you and your companions, but they get 30% of the healing effect, so I guess it probably doesn't ordinarily heal your companions. This makes sense for us too. If we're good at lying, we're probably good at manipulating people into doing stuff for us. Maybe, actually...
You would have made Outpost Administrator within a year.
Maybe it's more like melee and leadership. This is the form that our prevarication takes. We're good at manipulating other people into doing stuff for us, rather than solving problems through dialogue. And then we can still obviously get skill points in this stuff later. Or maybe it's not even melee.
You could probably talk your way out of a landing ticket.
Yeah, let's take it like this. We are all in on manipulation. Aptitude. What does this do? So this is going to give us, it looks like we get to pick one of these and it gives us a very small bonus. Yeah, like a single point of a skill is not a big deal, it seemed like, given like the thresholds that we were looking at. And minus 3% damage received from a particular damage type probably is a thing you will never even notice. I wonder if these maybe have like dialogue stuff attached to them as well. Because as it is, it doesn't really seem like they do very much, huh? Okay, well, what was our character in the before times, before we stepped into the pod and got lost to time? What would have given us a chance to take advantage of our chatty nature? A sous chef? Chef? I can read, I promise. Probably not. I guess like a low-grade bureaucrat makes a certain kind of sense. Just one who worked out a lot. Gives us +1 block. That seems fine.
Ah, pencil pushing. A noble profession.
Listen, somebody's got to push those pencils. None of them are ever in the right place. The universe operates on laws, and laws require paperwork. Halcyon is no exception. If something isn't stamped, filed, unfiled, referenced, redacted, certified, indexed, and numbered, then it might as well not exist, birth certificates included. I think I like this idea. So our character's into fraud, right? Like a lot of low-grade fraud all the time. Appearance. Oh, geez. Am I allowed to? Yes, there is a random button. Random me up in appearance. Let's just spin the wheel a couple of times till we find something. Ooh. I do like the red eyes betraying our nature. That is also really something. My man has an entire bush on his head. I kind of just want to stick with that. That's a weird future look. Can we evil up the eyes a little bit though? I really did like that in the other character. Ooh, was that just black? It's pretty black. There's not a lot of... Oh, it's because it's not wrapping around. I was like, why aren't they changing? I had just assumed that after 1, if you hit left again, it would go to 26. And the bright red might be a little too much. You know, you don't want to give it all the way away. You just want to suggest that there's something going on. Ooh, I like the glow in the dark. That's very unsettling. I think we got a winner. Name. What's your name? Oh, I don't know. Probably this thing. Probably the normal thing. Spacer's Choice is dying to meet you. That's more than a little ominous. Is that what we're doing? I think that's what we're doing. I like it. Well, that seems bad.
Looks to be your lucky day, my friend.
People almost never try to convey everything is fine with a red flashing light. Oh, I see.
Not likely, bootlickers.
Initiate skip jump.
So I guess the ship's not really lost. They know exactly where the ship is. They're not bringing the people down for monetary reasons, not because nobody knows where to find the hope. And they really, really don't want anybody touching it.
Shit.
That does seem bad.
Ah, there you are. Wondering what's going on, eh? Bit of bad news there, I'm afraid. Your colony ship was inexplicably knocked out of skip space and forced to complete its journey at sublight speeds. This means that you and every other colonist on the Hope have been in suspended animation for 70 years, give or take. Normally, reviving someone after so long leads to some quite horrifying results. It's called explosive cell death, but it's really more of a liquefaction. Something wrong? Oh, yes, well, not to worry. I've pumped your body full of a special concoction I devised to keep you from dying so horrifically. Hopefully at all, but I guess we'll see, yes?
Sorry, are you?
I used the last of my chemical supplies saving you. I know it's a lot to ask, but I must have your help securing more if we're to save the rest of your fellow colonists. I'd see it done myself, of course, but the board has a sizable bounty on my head. Now, my ship is inoperative, but I've managed to hire a smuggler to help you out. He'll be... Oh, I see we're in position. Good luck!
Yeah, he welded us in here, huh? Does your ship work at all? Okay. In general, if you press a button and the thing doesn't work, pressing the button 12 more times is not going to fix it, but I guess technology in the future is different. Man, that's a really screwed up poster, actually, given that they know exactly where the hope is. Okay.
Ah, there you are. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, the smuggler. His name is Hawthorne, and he should be waiting for you at the landing site. He's to be your chauffeur, so to speak. Not to worry. I'm told he's a specialist. Dashing gunslinger, one-of-a-kind ship, that sort of thing. You'll like him, I'm sure. I've also outfitted you with a simple wireless monitor, so I can track your progress. I'll check in with you as soon as you land. Good luck. All the colonists are counting on you.
So is our character a person who cares about all the colonists? Probably. We were doing like low-grade bureaucratic fraud. That's not the same thing as being like a serial killer. We probably do actually want to help all those other people. Okay, everything's fine. Nice soft landing. Ooh, frame rate's a little
good.
Not ideal.
Hawthorne should be close by. What in
Oh, Jesus.
Lord's name? Is that him? Oh, that idiot. I told him to plant the beacon and move away, not stand there holding it. Oh well,
Ooh,
no
okay.
sense in letting his ship go to waste.
Is he gonna be... Probably he's fine. He's probably fine. I'm gonna just let him rest.
Huh? Not sure I trusted the fellow. Might have gone after the bounty on my head. Shame about the whole squashing thing. Nasty way to go.
Well, I mean, the good news is it was probably pretty fast. We were descending at some speed there. Just looking around for hidden stuff right away. I dig the plant life here. I'm gonna have to, real quickly, apologies, adjust the mouse sensitivity here. It is not okay. Maybe go up to like 50-ish. Also, I'm playing the game on a mouse and keyboard. You can let me just type a number in, but that's alright. Yeah, that's better. Alright, apologies. My graphics, hardware, and processor are not exactly top of the line, so apologies if the frame rate gets a little wacky here and there. Jump over a thing. Got it. Easy. That's quite a vertical, actually. It might be the planet. What is that? Oh, you're adorable. Are you hostile? Will you bite me? Can we say hello? I'm gonna sneak up on it. It is not fooled. It knows I am here. Okay, flaming bits of my ship and not Hawthorne, I hope. Can I slide? Ah, this is not a game that has sliding. That's a shame. The first time you play a game that has a good running slide, it just spoils all future games for you if they don't. Okay, so we can shift, we can sprint, we can crouch, all the basic 3D video game controls. Crouch to sneak and avoid detection. Well, I don't know, I don't think this guy's going to be detecting anybody. What on earth happened to you? Also, I just picked up, what is Adreno? Okay, I definitely do hear something. I also see that we have an indicator that I should press spacebar twice up in the upper left. I'm going to go back away from whatever the scary thing is and play with the controls a little bit more. Alright, what happens if I spacebar twice? Oh, we have like a backdash. Okay, that's cool. And F, I'm going to go on a limb here and guess that F is like food or medical supplies or something. So let's not press it just yet. Alright, I am sneaking. I am using the tall grass. Do I have an indicator of how stealthy I am? Not really, it looks like. What are those? Awareness meters over enemy heads tell you if they are unaware, suspicious, investigating, or alerted. I don't see a meter. I guess maybe the triangle's the meter? Oh, no, okay. When they become a little bit aware of us, maybe we get the meter? And it Fills in, and also I get a health bar sometime. Okay, if the cursor's directly on him, we get health bar. Pretty straightforward so far. I'm very sneaky. You do not see me. Oh, he kind of sees me. I'm gonna try to get. There we go. We got back. Okay, so the triangles fill. It seemed like the triangle filled up, and then it started a new triangle. So maybe each triangle is one of the states that we see on the left there. I think the first one is unaware, and then when that fills up, they go into the suspicious triangle, and that fills up, and maybe. I'm not, like, super sneaky. Ooh, he looks mad. But his aware triangle did not fill completely, so let's just keep moving. Presumably, they couldn't actually have attacked us, because I don't, like, I'm clicking, and I don't have the ability to do fighting yet. I doubt they would let you just straight up die during the tutorial. Oh, what is happening?
Easy now. You've been frozen for a while. There's bound to be unforeseen side effects.
I wonder if anybody's ever been frozen for this long. We might be accidentally conducting some pioneering science experiments here. Hey, little guy. Oh, it's a sprat? Okay, how do I get a pet sprat? I would love 10 sprats, please. If we could just have 10 or 15. It sort of looked like it was going to be interactable. An interactable bit of rock, but I guess not. Oh. Emergency medical inhaler to heal. Each activation consumes an adrena, which is the thing we picked up from that bottle. Okay, so that's what F is. It's our fancy inhaler. Which also affects our companions on account of our extremely good temperament. Okay, well, this is definitely not all parts of my ship. We've stumbled across something going on here. Oh. Oh, hey there, guy who I definitely did not see.
You've tried the best now. Now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Oh, law, that stings.
Are you advertising to me right now? Is this the time for this? Apparently I have enough medical skill to patch him up. That seems like a good way to start our relationship.
Looks like the bleeding stopped. I owe you one. Hope you don't mind me omitting this little exchange from my report. Spacer's choice doesn't like us accepting outside help.
So we get XP from successful skill usage. What is this? I'm gonna click this. Okay, it's a conversation history. Useful thing. Hey man, how you feeling?
Better, thanks to you. I might have bled out on my own. Or worse, had to go begging the boss for some adrena time. We were out on patrol. I saw a marauder camp up in the hills. Thought I could take him. Then my gun misfired. Right through my side. I mean, what are the odds of that, right? Just barely scraped by with my life. Crawled in here and blocked off the exit with those canisters.
So wait, his gun misfired backwards? That's a hell of a malfunction. What is this about marauders?
Gibbering, flesh-eating, law-breaking, unemployed lunatics with guns. Some hullhead grounded their spacecraft out in the open. That's a real good way to attract marauders. See those canisters by the entrance? Marauders come sniffing around in here, and I can take them all out with a single shot. Not bad, huh?
Seems like it might trap you in this cave forever. Someone grounded their ship illegally. Hey, I'll hunt him down for you.
You'd better take my gun then. Careful, it's worth more to the company than I am. Here, you can have my saber too, for patching me up and all. All Spacer's choice weapons are now 30% less likely to malfunction. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Yes, nailed it that time.
Presumably, from that slogan, this is a real budget brand. Yeah, could you tell me where I am, by any chance?
You hit your head or something? You're in Emerald Vale. We're a Spacer's Choice community.
Yeah, I'm getting that.
Edgewater's a little ways down. Prettiest place in the Vale. Be sure to stop by a provisioner's for a can of our famous salt tuna.
I don't feel like we need to ask him this, but I am curious. Do you know anything about the Hope?
The Hope? Is that some sort of fancy new drug? Are you with Auntie Cleo or something? Don't take this the wrong way or nothing, but I'm not allowed to fraternize with Cleo workers. Company policy.
Okay, well that was enlightening. Thanks for all the free stuff. Just gonna leave you here and definitely not going to shoot you directly in your face. No, definitely not. Okay, is there anything else around here I can loot? Does any of this stuff look stealable? Well, the frame rate is not ideal. I'll mess with the graphic settings in between episodes. We'll get that fixed. Alright, well, I guess that's,
Damn it, my ears! Oh, what just happened? Can you hear me? What in the hell?
How do I switch to the other thing? Okay, TNL Weapon Safety Training. Weapon Management. You can have up to 4 weapons equipped at a time by dragging them to the slots at the top of the screen. On this page you can also inspect your weapons, compare them, flag them as junk, or break them down for parts. Players with engineering can repair weapons as well. Take care of your TNL weapons and they'll take care of your enemies. And then it just closed again. No, I would like to please... There we go. Yes, please also equip the sword. This is a one-handed melee weapon, which is some inferior nonsense, but it'll have to do for now. One-handed melee, what is even the point? Okay, we have 10 light ammo and not anything else. Hibernation complications detected. Due to complications stemming from being revived after an extended hibernation, your brain processes time differently. Pressing the tactical time dilation button, okay, that is what that stands for, slows down the world, giving you time to think as well as take action. You have a limited time in this mode. Standing still drains TTD very slowly while moving and attacks drain it faster, like Super Hot. The TTD meter refreshes slowly over time. Okay, so hit Q for time cheats. Oh, Marauders, we're going to be sneaky. I should probably actually have my gun out. Well, I mean, we could just blow him up so very easily, right? Should I just blow him up? No, I'm definitely going to save ammo. We're going to stab him. We are a melee weapon character. I'm going to melee weapon him. Most melee weapons perform 3 swing combos. All melee weapons can block. But who needs to block when you can just shank a guy? Surprise! That was not lethal. Okay, there we go. I got there. Oh, additional man. I am fighting entirely while crouched. Alright, there's a little bit of weight on the animations there. You have unlocked perfect blocks. When you time your block just as an enemy attack arrives, it staggers the enemy. Wait, did I? Oh, is that guy's arm all the way over there? Man, I really chopped him good, huh? Can I steal his stuff? Okay. Hold E is take all. So we got a bit cartridge. Currency, sure. I love currency. Bullets. Some kind of thing. We don't get a tooltip on this because the game's trying to tutorialize me right now. Yes, I found the inventory already, thank you. Can I please with the tooltip? Alright, well I'll just take all this stuff right now and we'll look at tooltips later. Not a great decision, in my opinion, to have the tutorials overwrite the place where the descriptive tooltips appear. He was crouching over some free stuff that we are going to look at later. Did that say tarmac and cheese? Do not eat tarmac. These seem important. That's like a... Well, you know what? It's a bunch of nanners. Can't argue with that. Your hacking and lockpick skills help you get into places you're not meant to be. Mag picks are used to break open locks, and bypass shunts are used to break computer encryption. If your skill is high enough to break the security, you'll see how many picks or shunts you will need and how long it will take. Raising skill will lower the number of items used and speed up the process. Feels a little bit like Deus Ex. Boy, this sprat. Somewhere there's a sprat that's just very upset at me. So this would take a whole lot of mag picks. Right? Hold on a second. So we have things that are not weapons. Okay. Drag armor or helmet items up to the equipment slots to wear them. Not a big surprise on that one. We have some basic Spacer's Choice armor. And now that that brand name means something to me, I'm very uncomfortable wearing it. TNL makes the best gear for your friends and family. Your emergency medical inhaler is shown at the top of the screen. Always keeps it loaded into slot 1. Increase your medical skill to unlock drug mixing slots that can hold all types of consumables. That's interesting. Each slot is mixed into every puff of the inhaler for a combined effect. Okay, that's a cool system. And medical skill will increase the duration of those, so we can equip drugs into our... Like, what if you wanted to get a bunch of bananas jammed into your inhaler? That seems like a good thing to do, right? Oh, thank goodness. It's not real tarmac or real cheese. This is a mushroom which increases our intelligence. So I can't... Is it the case that I just can't take these? Yeah, the use button doesn't do anything. I can only use these via the inhaler. Okay, that's interesting. So like it's really valuable to us then to get one extra slot unlocked if we can pull that off. We don't have any modifications. We have 3 of these mag picks. Stealing is not the answer. Stealing is the question. And the answer is yes. I really appreciate the writing. And junk. For some reason, the icon for junk is a folding chair. Okay, so... I'm not 100% sure what the top line is there. Like, the bottom line is we have 3 of the 5 mag picks it would take to open this, but what is the top line telling us? And I cannot smash my way through. Maybe that I need a more lockpicking skill? Where are my skills listed? Here we go. The skills have icons associated with them? No, not really. Oh, there's a whole bunch of perks available. Presumably we'll get access to these as we level up. Alright, well, I guess for right now, let's not worry about it. Let's steal everything else here. There's still more stuff. Quote-unquote fish sticks. Some pre-sliced bread. That is the way you want it. I don't know exactly where that sprat is that's screaming at us constantly, but I would like to apologize for upsetting him. And that's a guy's arm. The thing about Marauders is they're very highly pressurized, so when you create a breach, just stuff goes everywhere. Is there another path over here? Nope, just a corner. Alright, so we're going to be sneaky. We may employ some firearms, because I don't know how many more enemies there might be. That didn't do that much damage. I'm starting to think this might not be a very good gun. Oh, hey, what's up? What's up there, buddy? What if I died immediately? Oh, you know what? I forgot about my time cheats. Oh, and apparently when we're in time cheat mode, we get detailed information on our enemies. That's not what I meant to hit. I meant to hit this. There we go. Okay, so the gun is incredibly inaccurate if we're not looking down the sights. That probably has a lot to do with our skill with it being very, very poor. This is the one. Top is most recent. Okay, let's try that again, but this time without the getting murdered. So, oh, right, also, dodging. Dodging is good. I could have dodged behind cover and taken fewer bullets. So, headshotting an enemy from a distance, not so good. Not with this gun, at least. Let's see if we can maybe sneak up and shank somebody. I mean, it certainly doesn't seem to kill them very quickly. We just need better weapons. I think that's the core of the issue we're having here. Feels a little cheesy that I can still tell their positions when I'm totally behind cover. Maybe I do still shoot them just like from up close where it's harder to miss. Okay, I think I dropped that one. Ooh, look at the dodging. Okay. Headshots still matter with the melee weapon, it looks like. I was kind of hoping I would lose him by crouching in the high grass, but he is 100% aware of our position. Yeah, it's just not a very good gun is the thing. Alright, well, guess let's reload here. That guy does not have any items at all. Maybe his items are on his head. We should try to find it. You have some mining gear, which is a piece of armor. Okay, and yet another pistol. I guess we should check and see these other pistols. Are these exactly the same as mine? Yes, they are. Okay. So there's a condition value there. I'm curious if damage decreases as condition decreases. That's how I would expect it to work. Okay, these are exactly the same as the stuff we're already wearing. We did find some rebuilt mining gear, which has 1 more point of armor. This is giving us 5 tech skills, while this would give us 5 stealth. That does seem more relevant. Can I please equip? Okay, also, we look more like we belong. I wonder if that'll actually matter. Like, will the Marauders be less likely to attack me if I'm wearing Marauder gear? Maybe they won't be able to tell from far away. I mean, my haircut is probably going to ruin the effect. Thing is, I feel very strongly about this piece of shrubbery that we've put on our heads. Those guys are Spacer's Choice dudes? Maybe I should switch my armor back. Well, let's see if they have a reaction.
Get over here before you get yourself killed.
Alright, well they can tell I'm not a marauder at quite a distance. Howdy.
Don't know where you came from, stranger, but you best keep your head down. There's marauders hereabouts, and worse, landing violators. Gall on that rung leech. Landing in the Vale without using an official Spacer's Choice landing pad. I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders shambling about.
Yeah, so I heard. I found one of your teammates holed up in a cave.
Really? How is he?
He's extremely alive because of me, and you should definitely give me a reward.
Shouldn't have done that. Spacer's Choice family ain't authorized to receive medical aid from off-brand physicians. We'll see him back to Edgewater, just as soon as I cross these marauders off with the swift, cost-efficient fury that's made Spacer's Choice the most trusted brand in personal defense. I just, you know, need a couple of winks to catch my breath. Stretch my legs, son.
You know, the most important thing that fury can be is cost efficient. Let's see. If we're offered an opportunity to lie, I have a hard time not accepting it. You know, I bet you could get these marauders to tell you where the owner of that ship is.
You think? Most marauders can't even talk. But criminals do attract other criminals by their own nature. You know what? You're right. It's time we cross those marauders off, find whoever owns that ship, and file a full report. And it's gonna be fucking laminated.
I do love a good laminated report, probably. Yeah, go get him. Should I help? Do they need help? I think I'm just gonna kind of watch and let it unfold. Oh, but I might not get XP if I don't help. I would love some XP.
I just earned a fine bonus.
Well, I think I let one of them die. Apparently all of this guy's loot is located in his arm. Why was he carrying around a light pistol and a whole bunch of heavy ammo? How does that make sense? I guess that's why they all died. They showed up very poorly prepared. They didn't really think this through at all. Wait, where did the other Spacer's Choice guy went down right around here, I thought. Also, whose arm is that? Because that marauder up there had all his arms. This guy has all two of his arms. I guess it must be the Spacer's Choice guy's arm? Maybe. Well, if it is, then we have his loot, so good enough for me. Did we miss any bodies around here? Doesn't look like it. There were 3 of them, right? Thought there were 3 marauders. You know what? It's probably fine.
This is gonna take a lot of paperwork.
I've never been so excited in my life. Oh, we totally didn't loot this guy yet. And this is some kind of creature? Some kind of feral canid. Okay. Piecemeal mining helmet. I'm pretty sure I'm not wearing a helmet, and it seems like I ought to be. One-handed melee +5. Well, it'll have to do. Look at that. I look like a Dead Space. I look like that guy from that game, you know, John Dead Space. So, am I stealing this ship? We could steal this ship. Maybe I could. I don't know if I know how to fly a spaceship. Well, we can certainly at least go in here and steal everything that isn't nailed down. And, if we find a hammer, we will also steal everything that is nailed down.
This vessel contains no valuable plunder.
I have never heard a less exciting sentence in my entire life. Welcome aboard the Unreliable. Oh man, got him. You got him with that graffiti.
Intruders are not authorized to access the Unreliable's amenities, including the cargo hold's workbench.
Okay, am I authorized to steal all this?
Please be informed that ignoring me is dangerous for your health.
I mean, I'm not afraid of voices. If it turns out this voice is attached to some guns, we might be in a bit of a situation. Where do you think the bridge is? Because we should probably turn that off if we can, right?
Please be informed that the engine room contains nothing of value.
Well, that's guaranteed that I have to look at it. We do not have a power regulator. Everything in here is very not happy colored. This is the color of a system in crisis. Don't worry. We'll fix it. I'm great with systems. I'm a bureaucrat.
Please
This
be
is a
advised
different
that
workbench.
using the respecification machine will not make you a better person.
Just a different person who is mathematically equivalent in value. What's up here? Probably this is like a standard chip design.
All doors are on security lockdown. Nice try, Marauder.
But since all of our knowledge of space travel is 70 years out of date, that's not really going to help me.
Marauder, please be informed the ship has no crew for you to murder.
Well, that's good news. Not that I'm opposed to a murder or two, obviously, but it's not ideal. Although I guess if murdering people generates paperwork, maybe our character is into that. Do love a bit of paperwork.
Unauthorized access of spacefaring vessels is a crime. Please submit yourself to the authorities. Hello, Marauder. I am Ada, the autonomous digital astrogator of this vessel. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction.
It really doesn't seem like she has any mechanism of carrying out all these threats. What are you going to do? Self-destruct at me?
Gesture procedures initiated. Disengaging airlocks. Preparing to reject all boarding parties in 5, 4, 3, 2.
I don't think that's going to work the way you want it to. You know we're on the ground, right?
You are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment.
Who would program a computer to be capable of disappointment? Why would they do that? Is this Hawthorne's ship?
This vessel is the registered property of Captain Alex Hawthorne. I am incapable of accepting orders from anyone other than Captain Alex Hawthorne.
I have something very difficult to tell you. Alright, well, Hawthorne was supposed to meet me when I landed.
I deduce from the tone of your voice that Captain Hawthorne failed to meet you at the designated location.
Sort of? The thing is, Marauders killed him?
I understand. I will require some time to process this information. Thank you for your patience and for your honesty. I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. If I accept your orders, then you must be Captain Hawthorne. Do you understand?
I think I follow. I get it. You need me to be Captain Hawthorne or you can't fly. Good news for you.
Well done, Captain Hawthorne. I see your powers of deductive reasoning remain intact. Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. Our main drive suffered a critical power failure, and we were forced to make an emergency landing. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged and must be replaced.
Well, it seems like we could just ask this question, but my suspicion is that if I use the option that has a skill attached to it, we'll get XP, so we're doing this one. Well, I doubt I'll find a part like that just sitting in a garage.
Astutely observed. However, the probability of locating a power regulator within a worker settlement falls within acceptable parameters of certainty. High-capacity power regulators are sometimes employed in the electrical networks of worker settlements. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new Captain's Identity cartridge. Please try not to lose it this time. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand?
Of course I understand, on account of I'm Alex Hawthorne. Yeah, Ada, I got it, thanks.
Best of luck in your search for a power regulator. Try to stay alive this time.
Oh, believe me, that death was terribly embarrassing. Okay, we leveled up, because we got a ton of XP for that. Gained enough experience to go up a level. Open your character ledger to advance your character. Leveling up increases health points, gives you points to upgrade your skills, as well as gives you access to a new perk every other level. Keep leveling and you'll be upper management material in no time. Every time you level up, you earn skill points to spend on improving your skills. Spending a skill point on a core skill... Yeah, okay, we know that already. Every skill improves as it grows, but special unlock bonuses occur every 20 points. Armor, consumables, and status effects can temporarily raise or lower your skills. Work diligently, improve yourself, and you too can achieve middle management. It's my greatest dream, I have to tell you. Okay, so we have 10 points available. That seems like a big deal. What do I want to focus on here? I mean, we're pretty good at lying already. I guess we could just hold on to these points, right? Until we see a thing that requires them, and then just get ourselves to that thing. I kind of want to put 4 points into dialogue just so that we can get to the novice bonus of persuade. It seems like a good idea to get people to stop shooting at us in whatever way we can. So let's do that. And then, do I want to improve my melee skills? Do we need to? So upgrading our dodge skill lowers harmful status effect duration in addition to making the dodge better. Hard to know how valuable that is because we haven't been hit with any status effects yet. They might be like pretty minor, so we might not have to care about that too much. What do we get out of sneak at 20? Ooh, we should get sneak to 20. And it looks like things that increase your skills do not grant you the threshold bonuses. Still plus 0% sneak attack damage, though. What else might we want? Medical. Okay. 2 points of medical will give us that second drug slot for the inhaler. That seems really important. And then I guess we could just bump leadership a bunch. I mean, for right now, I guess maybe it's not worth doing. Maybe we should wait until we actually have some companions to put any more points in here. So yeah, just melee. Make it so that we are capable of killing stuff with melee. I don't really want to... I was about to say I don't really want to put points into one-handed melee, because I have already forgotten how the game works. Yeah, we just take the general melee skill. I think that's okay. Apply. Do the thing. You can command your companions to use their special abilities on the enemy you are targeting with C and V. Okay, well, we'll have to get some of those. By holding the attack button, you can charge up an overhead power attack that inflicts significant extra damage, probably real good for hitting people out of stealth. Doing this charge up during a standard attack will prepare a strong sweep attack that can hit multiple enemies in front of you and is hard to avoid. Okay. Company power is not to be wasted on personal projects. We've also unlocked a dialogue combat skill. When attacking the correct type of target, they may automatically be debilitated. There's a chance. Alright, do we also get a perk point? You get a new perk point every 2 levels. You can also acquire perk points through gameplay, such as by accepting a flaw. Acquiring 5 new perks makes the next tier available. Alright, so what do we want? Base health, more time dilation, that does seem pretty good. Plus damage when alone seems like a bad combination with all of that temperament we took. Walk speed up, sprint speed up, those both seem really great. Minus durability loss, it's hard to know how valuable that's going to be because we don't know how hard it's going to be to keep our durability high. Companion crit chance, vendor prices... I do like additional XP. This won't do anything for us right now, though. You become very efficient at transporting goods. Unlocks the ability to fast travel when encumbered. That's actually a really cool thing for a perk to do. Recharge rate on the time dilation, a whole lot more carrying capacity, extra ammo stock, and base armor rating. So we don't know enough about the game yet to have a good sense of the math to determine whether 5 base armor rating is better than plus 50% base health for in terms of preventing damage. So I'm inclined to just take toughness, just to give us a little bit of room for error. You know, we don't know what we're doing yet, so things that make us survive have an unusually high value as we learn how the game works. Okay, let's go and find ourselves a power regulator. Seems like we're going to have to acquire one that is probably already in use, based on what Ada said there. Sorry, I have to hold the button. That's alright, we'll just convince them that it's in their best interest to give it to us.
Ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, mister, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. Afraid we gotta dock your pay.
You know, you can just walk into any ship at all, right? You got it all wrong. I'm a Starship Safety Inspector, obviously. Haven't you seen my badge?
Oh, by the law. I'm so sorry. I had no idea we had an inspector coming. If you'd like to speak with my manager, I report to Constable Reyes in Edgewater. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
Yeah, take care. Did everybody forget about lying in the 70 years that we were in cryostasis? Okay, we gotta go east. East is this way. You know, there's definitely something to to taking bonus movement speed. It's possible that that was the smart early perk choice. The thing is, we died so quickly in that first combat. It really feels to me like more health makes a lot of sense. More toughness in general. And who knows? The armor might have been the right choice. Like, it's probably not the case that 5 armor will give us enough bonus health to make it more like EHP than a 50% health boost. But it may be the case that medical supplies will not always be as plentiful as they have seemed so far. So preventing damage might be like really important. I don't know. We'll learn. I will say this. The game is maybe a little bit too much for my slightly aging computer, and we'll have to fiddle with that. But for right now, it's very pretty. Yeah, it just looks real nice. Oh, before we go too much further. Yeah, item repair. I know all about items. We should probably actually use that second slot in our inhaler that we opened up. So we could just jam some bread in there. Oh, that's not quite bread. Plus 200% natural health regeneration on account of all the carbohydrates. Can we jam more Adreno in? Probably not. Yeah, okay. Personal attributes +1, but it'll give us a hangover. It only lasts 30 seconds. That's just carbohydrates as well. A lot of these, so it seems like generally speaking, food will just increase your health regeneration for a couple of minutes after you take the hit. Base health plus 25% for 2 minutes. So you would want to hit this, then use some kind of regen thing, and then go into combat, maybe? Weird. I will just throw an apple in there. I'll just jam an apple in my inhaler. That'll work. You know, it's the future. The #1 technological advancement I'm looking forward to is the ability to inhale an apple. Are these all graves? Something tells me that this colony might not be working exactly as intended. Hey everybody.
Where'd you come from?
Just ignore this gun that I can't seem to put away.
Running around in a marauder's attire. You're liable to give some people the wrong idea.
Oh, that's a good point. Why do you say that?
It's in poor taste. Dressing up like a marauder's disrespectful to all the workers that got eaten by them. Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls and low prices.
He might be trying to tell us that we need to change back into some friendly clothes. Like it seems like it might actually matter, which is cool. That's an interesting system. Hey, nice to meet you. I'm Alex Hawthorne, captain of the Unreliable.
Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family.
People really love to tell us what corporation they're affiliated with. Hey, who would I talk to if I needed a power regulator?
Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your racket? You a smuggler? Freelancer?
I'm a captain. I do whatever I feel like. Actually, no, it depends on the work. You offer me a job, I do not have a lot of money on me, so we could probably use some.
Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites. We rent them from the company. Renting
Boy, that's grim.
Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see?
Something tells me that this game's gonna make me feel real bad about capitalism a whole lot. So you want me to collect what's owed to you. I could do that.
4 workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little.
I don't actually feel great about doing this, but I figured taking the quest is probably a good way to learn some more about what's going on in the town. Why is Abernathy a special case?
He just is. Look, I don't want to get into it. Just make sure he pays up.
Alright, where can I find these people?
Conrad's got a barbershop in town. Phyllis works at the cannery most hours. Abernathy... I ain't seen him in a few days. His domicile is near the cannery. You'll find him in town. All except Ludwig, that is. He's over by the landing pad.
Alright, there's something else I wanted to ask you. You know, like a whole bunch of things, actually. Town must be in pretty bad shape if it's keeping you employed. Yeah, I suspect if we say this, we're gonna learn some sad stuff, but I guess we oughta.
You could look at it that way, I suppose. You could look at us and say, those Edgewater saps lost near every soul to plague. But you'd be wrong. We're survivors. Loyal company folk, brave in the wilds.
And you're not worried about falling sick?
Every now and again, a virulent plague sweeps through our town. That's life on the frontier, I suppose. A body grows accustomed.
I wonder how frequently every now and again is. So how long have you been a junior inhumer, or gravedigger, or whatever?
Hang on, I'm doing some math in my head. 20, 30, carry the 1... all my life? Work's been real good to me. Fresh air, exercise. Only problem's the paperwork. Can't get anybody to pay their gravesite fees.
Boy, everybody sure hates paperwork. You lose a lot of people to the Marauders?
Former people, yeah. Marauders been raiding my graves, you see. Hence the armed guards.
At first when he said former people, I was like, well, they don't count anymore because the Marauders killed them. And I was like, that's pretty dark. What are they after? Loot?
Oh, no. They are after the most precious loot of all. Spacer's Choice Company property. If those Marauders swipe any more bodies out of my cemetery, company's gonna duck my pay.
Okay, well, it seems like he has a problem. It's weird, though, that we can't ask him about the Marauders again, because I was going to say that other thing about me being able to take care of his Marauder problem. I guess if we...
Hang on, I'm doing some
Hold on,
math
can
in my
I
head.
skip his dialogue
Been real
here?
good.
Yeah, here we go. We follow this trail back. If you got a Marauder problem, I could probably take care of it.
Well, if you're gonna go headhunting, talk to Constable Reyes back in town. She pays for Marauders by the finger.
Gross. Any idea where they're coming from?
Couldn't tell you. No, I mean, I'm contractually prohibited from saying anything that might reflect poorly on Spacer's Choice. Ah, avoid it. Shouldn't have said that either. Look, forget I said anything.
That's interesting. Usually in science fiction settings where they have made-up future swear words, they're replacements for the normal swear words, so that they can get like a PG-13 rating or whatever the equivalent is. But we definitely heard a character say fuck earlier. You don't usually see the normal swears alongside the fake ones. That's weird. Alright, well, thanks for your time. This has been enlightening. I mean, it sure is a lot of graves. I guess we'll get in here and see how many people are in Edgewater. Maybe it's a small percentage of the town. Hi.
Huh? What? I wasn't dozing off.
Oh, right. Armor. I'm gonna change my clothes. I'm gonna put this stuff back on so people know how much I loved Spacer's Choice. Boy, we do look pretty weird in this too, though, huh? Well, let's see if anybody reacts to it.
He's working at the cannery.
I bet that's true. I've never heard of anything good or fun happening in a cannery. Should we look around the outside a little bit? Ooh, when I turn too quickly, you can really feel the frame rate here. Apparently we just now discovered the cemetery. Oh, they still use real wood for the coffins. There's a standard troop helmet in here. I mean, it says steel, but like, there's nobody watching him. Are there security cameras or anything? Yeah, I mean, as long as nobody's gonna know, we just take stuff, right? Is anything bad gonna happen? I mean, I'm gonna take it. I guess as long as nobody sees us doing it, it's probably fine. Now we got some weapon repair parts. Those will probably be valuable. There's a terminal here. Some free pep pills. I'll just jam those into my inhaler at some point, I'm sure. Yeah, let's play with the terminal. Life gives you lemons. Consider it a free trial from your friends at Spacer's Choice. They're really leaning into the tone here. I mean, I get it. Listen, I live in late-stage capitalism, too. The Edgewater Saltuna Cannery, a Spacer's Choice property. Welcome, Junior in Humor. Yes, that's me, the Junior in Humor. Let's check our messages. From the Inhumers Association. To Junior in Humor, Emerald Vale Division. Subject, a special offer. Dear reader, your subscription to the Inhumers Association newsletter has expired. We'd like to invite you to renew your subscription. Act now and we'll throw in a copy of our newest publication, Shovels, Gazette, and Quarterly. I am not allowed to reply, sadly. Okay, from Spacer's Choice Human Resources. Subject, official advertisement text. Edgewater Cemetery is a property of the Spacer's Choice Company. The Spacer's Choice family takes care of its own, from the cradle to the grave. Also, I'm sure they thought that was going to sound comforting, but also very grim. Gravesite plots and headstones are provided by Spacer's Choice at an affordable rate, but not so affordable that anybody's using them, because it sure was just a lot of wood planks out there. Comfortable, spacious plots. I mean, all graves are equally comfortable, I think. Custom engraved headstones and monograms, complimentary eulogy, courtesy of the Order of Scientific Inquiry. Let your spirit rest in the privacy of a Spacer's Choice brand gravesite. This is very sad. Oh, hold on, I didn't, did we get all of them? We did get all of them. What about the inventory logs? There's a password required for this burial invoice, but we have 1 point of hacking. Presumably, like in the second settlement, I expect we'll start to see like actual skill values necessary instead of everything being free. Burial invoice. Name, Theodore Granger. Cause of expiration, industrial accident. Something tells me that's going to be common. Burial status, successfully interred in gravesite 13F. Teddy's corpse was missing a hand. Deducted 5 bits from gravesite fee because I'm a kindly fellow. Ah, bureaucracy. Hey look, free stuff. Triptease. What on earth did we just pick up? I feel like a lot of stuff we can guess what it does. Assorted flavored teas. Oh, teas, right, yeah. Brewed from tripicale leaves. It gives you mind attributes, +1, but only for 30 seconds. So can I... Am I allowed to pull the Adreno out? So no, every time we want to get a stat buff, we will always have to spend an Adreno as well, which means that it's not just a combat resource. That's actually kind of an interesting system. Provided I am understanding it correctly. There's no guarantee that that's true. I mean, free big shovel, right? This has got to be a two-handed melee weapon. Hell yeah. 36 damage. 42 DPS. Not nearly as good as our Sentry Saber, but it is a two-handed weapon, and also it's a shovel. Maybe we need to, like, dig at some point. I do not need one of these tiny cowardly shovels. What was that sound? Oh, the guy's coming in. Is he? Door just opened for no reason. Okay, the place is haunted. I mean, I guess we are right out by the graveyard. I'm just going to steal this real quick before anybody comes inside. That door may have been open the entire time. I certainly didn't close it. I just kind of assumed it would close behind us. Early retirement. Do you want to end your years in luxury and comfort? Do you dream of walking beneath the vaulted arches of Byzantium? Early retirement is finally here. Early retirement is your ticket to Byzantium. Early retirement is Chairman Rockwell and Minister Clark's gift to you. Selection for the early retirement process is by lottery. Winners enjoy an all-expense-paid trip to their new life in Byzantium, the Jewel of Halcyon. That advertisement, that banner there, was remarkably short on facts. Alright, well, I think this might be a good place to stop for this episode. The plan for this series is to have a new episode about 1 hour in length out every weekday, but since the game came out on a Friday, we're starting the series on a Friday, I'm going to put out episodes this weekend as well. So that is going to be it for us for right now. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you're all as excited about this journey as I am. Come back next time, tomorrow, for the town of Edgewater, and we'll see you then.